Good day, people. How are you guys doing? So, today is February 6th, and it is 2025, about 11:22, actually, exactly 11:22 a.m. So, today we are going to cover the step 3 of the divorce recovery journey that you might be in, or you may know somebody. We talked about step 1 and step 2 in the last couple of days, and today we're going to talk about step 3. It is a journey that is very different for different people. And before I dive into step 3, I am going to give you a little brief about step 1 and step 2 if you haven't watched my video yesterday or the day before, even though I would highly encourage you to go watch those, because when I say that I'm on a mission to change people's life when they're going through divorce recovery, I mean it. Because I have been through that. I have seen how life can be so sad. You lose all your confidence, you feel sad, and you feel like you are in a dark tunnel. But there is a way to get out of there in a way that where you don't only feel like you are surviving, but you can thrive. You can use all those challenging emotions, challenging situations, and the people who try to bring you down, to use those to propel your growth. Literally, it's possible. And how we get there is one simple rule: by changing our thinking, speaking, action. Not thinking, feeling, action, thinking, speaking, action. When all of those aligns with you, world is your oyster. You can do anything. You will feel unstoppable. Nothing can stop you. Trust me, it happens. So that's what we're going to talk about step 3 today, how you can get into that unstoppable zone. But before that, step 1 was about finding your identity. Because as you may have been in a long-term relationship or in a marriage, what happens is eventually we forget our identity. Our identity becomes everything that is evolving around the marriage and your work, and that's it. You forget what you really like or what you used to like, those 4 things, like we talk about, like having your car, right? If there's one flat tire, you cannot drive 100 miles an hour. Forget about 100 miles. You can't even drive 30 miles an hour. And that's what keeps happening, because if one of them falls flat, it affects all the other 4 area. Now, what is the 4 area? The quadrant: relationships, dreams, career, and health. The dream part is the most important part. However, that gets overlooked because that is intangible. And that is what we focus a lot, because when you start doing some of the things that really made you feel happy in the past, then you start to remember, your brain starts to remember how life can be fulfilling, how life can be so very beautiful that you forgot, right? So through that, we discover your identity, which could be similar to what you had before you got married, or it could be a different version of that you still like and enjoy, because throughout that process, depending on how long you are married, you have grown, you have learned new things. So there are good things also. It's not all bad. There are good things also. So your new identity, whatever that identity is, you got to find that. That is step 1. And then you find your confidence back too as you find your identity. So that was step 1. Step 2 was literally learning all areas, all these 4 areas: relationship, dream, your career, which also aligned with finances, and health. How can you have 10 out of 10 on those, right? So it's not just about, okay, knowing the identity. I know now this is my point A. I know everything, what I want, what makes me happy. But doing those on a regular basis right? Those 4 quadrants, they're not 10 out of 10, but you know how you can get there, but you have to get there. So point A to point B, this is how you can get there to point B. When all of those areas, you are very clear what makes you happy, what you want, right? So you build a life that you love, something in the relationship, either with friends or family, you know the relationship that you want to nurture and the relationships that are pulling you down. You distance yourself from those, right? Some of it may sound selfish, but the world operates that way. If you may have heard Jim Rohn said, you are the blend of 5 people you spend most of your time with. So it was funny, a friend of mine yesterday, we were texting, and he said that, if you are leading the people, he said it a little different. If you're leading the people and you are the person who can lead, and there are other people, 4 other people in that group, you can lead them. But guess what happens? Majority wins. That's the human formula. If you're around 4 other people who are constantly being negative, dragging you down, it will bring you down. At some point, you won't be able to go in that 100 miles an hour that you can go in the positive direction, because we are humans. We are not God. We cannot. There's only so far we can go by ourselves. We need support. We need the nurturing and the caringness. Now, we talk about creating the formulas, right? From when you go from point A to point B, by step 2, you know the formula, like if you are in a sad place or angry place, how you can use those formula to get there faster, right? But I'm not saying you'll never feel sad. You'll feel sad, you'll feel angry, but the point is you don't live there. You don't live there. Sooner you can get to that better state is a win. Because life is short. Now that short could be, I don't know, 50 years, 90 years, we don't know. One thing is 100% certain is that all of our life is going to end. So the days that we have on this earth is a blessing. So more we can live in that happier zone and not feel fearful, resentful, sad, is a win. And nobody knows and nobody cares. It's you versus you. We have this inner critic and we have this inner cheerleader. Right? You can say inner cheerleader or coach. Who is your best coach or mentor? They will always help you to be successful. Think of your inner coach as that. So as you keep empowering that inner coach, the critic is going to hide and fade away. And that's the goal. That's the goal. By thinking, speaking, action, you can empower that inner coach that no other coach or mentor can help you to get there the way your inner coach can help you. And that is what I teach in my mastermind program. Sorry, not mastermind. I have a mastermind. That's a different thing. Everything starts with M, midlife mastery program. Because you want to master your midlife. Because here, the viewers, some of you, as I know from the comments that you have shared, that you are also going through this journey. And thank you for following along this journey with me. You guys have seen how I evolved since I started in May, this channel. And you can see some of those videos when I started and where I am now. You would see from my expression, body language, tone, all of these are very self-explanatory. Because what I'm trying to teach is I followed by myself. So now there are a lot of different things I followed and learned. So it's not only from this year, from 20 years I'm learning, and I have been in different organizations influencing people to focus on the common goal for different organizations, large programs. All of this coming together, I created this program where it's super simple to follow and it fast tracks your success. In 3 to 6 months, you can literally go from here to unstoppable zone. So we talked probably more than what I needed in step 2. So in step 3, When you know each of those areas, the relationship, the dream, your career, your health, then you achieve all of them. And the way the achieving comes from is your feelings. So remember I talked about the triangle. I always talk about thinking, speaking, action. But the feeling, you master the feeling by doing all this, right? This is the how. How is the process that you follow to master the feeling, because everybody is for feelings. The Buddhist monks, they are doing all their meditation to get to that inner peace, or pastors of the church, or Hindu pundits in the temple, they also call priest, or the people in general, everybody's looking for this peace, right? Who likes to stay in that sadness and anger and those kind of emotions? Nobody wants to, but our mind is trained, it's designed to focus there, right? So it's all about how we can get to this peaceful state. Everybody is trying in many different ways to get to that place. And once you figure out the formula, you can get there too. And for some people, the formula could be as simple as just by praying. For some, it could be that they have to focus more on the physical area, like exercising daily or going out, meeting people, because we all, 8 billion people, we have walked a very unique path. So I really don't think that one size fits all. It doesn't. It doesn't. Everybody has their own way of finding that peace. What worked for me, exactly the same thing is not going to work for you, because your childhood could be different, the way you think could be different, your financial health throughout your life could be different. So so I'll give you an example. A lot of the prices are going up with a lot of government changes in the United States, and there will be probably more that'll be happening. So egg prices are now what, like $5 for a dozen? For some people it's expensive. For some people it's very expensive that they stopped buying it. And for some people, maybe the millionaires, like, okay, it's high, but it's okay, we can still buy it, right? Even if the $5 a dozen egg becomes $20 a dozen, they will still buy it. So it's all about the thinking, right? People at different experience or the unique lifestyle that they had, it's the same thing, right? Everybody is having a different experience. And that is why the experience of peace, how you can get to that, is very different. So I'll tell you, being from India, when I have seen people where people are homeless, they don't really have houses, like literally no houses. And here in the US, when somebody says they're homeless, they have at least a shelter to go to. So for somebody who's poor in India who don't have a house, for them, even owning a very, very tiny place which they can call their house could bring them peace, right? Whereas somebody from here, for them, peace could mean completely different thing. It's the Maslow's hierarchy. People who don't have food, you can't teach them how to be happy with, writing a book. For them, that is not the priority. For them, the priority is food, and that comes with the very most important thing in the Maslow's hierarchy, at the bottom of the pyramid, right? You go self-actualization all the way up there. So that's why it's important to understand each of our piece, where it comes from. And so in my coaching, that's what I meet you where you are. And I slowly, gently take you from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. So in my program, in step 3 is where you can write a book that if you always wanted to, you can create a business, you can do your podcast. If your goal was to talk in front of 30,000 people, that's what you'll do, and you'll love doing all the things around that. And I say this because this is my step 3 that I'm living right now. In my 22 years of career, I never loved my job this much. I liked some jobs that I did, the leadership ones, when it was an exhilarating feeling when I saw 200 people, I could influence them to focus on the same goal and achieve that. But this is beyond. I can't compare this with anything. So you can get there too. You can get there too. You just have to follow those thinking, speaking, action. And there are other step-by-step things that I personally coach my clients with. And it felt so amazing. My client I met last night was, the smile on their faces, even when the progress that I see, oh, that is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That fills my bucket. You guys know I talk about the bucket filler or cup filler, however you want to say it. When you are happy, people are going to come around you because they want the part of that happiness. Because Oprah Winfrey says it very nicely, that when your cup is full, it's going to overflow, right? And when it overflows, people will be there to catch that. So, and that is the deepest dreams and desires, because there are those big dreams, right? We can't take action on big dreams every single day, but there's those little fun moments that you need to find what makes you happy. Like for me, simple things like, going at a Starbucks and having coffee with my friends, and even if I spend like an hour or two, that fills my bucket. It's as simple as that. But for somebody else, that may not do anything, and that's okay. So you just got to find, what is that for you in step 3? And it doesn't necessarily mean that for me, like, I'm started this YouTube, and then I'm doing the coaching for divorce recovery and dating after divorce coaching. And why it is different dating after divorce coaching than regular dating coaching, which I used to have a YouTube channel 5 years ago or something. Because your confidence, it if you were divorced or you had broken up from a long-term relationship, your confidence level is not the same. You start thinking there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You can be near perfect person, but you're not perfect for everyone. I would say the same thing about me, so it's not just about you. I can be near perfect person, but I'm not perfect for everyone, right? So when you align your thinking, speaking, action, all of them in a way that you are so happy, you will attract the right person. Remember, when you are in here, point A, you are chasing everything. You get to point B, you are in love with your life. You are in love with your life. You are going to start attracting everything. Whether you talk about relationship, the right career, or your dreams. If your goal is to, go take a trip to Japan, you're going to do that. Everything will start falling into places. You're going to do that. Your health will become perfect, right? So you are going to attract it. It's all in our minds. Just train your mind. Just train your mind the way you would train. It's funny, Joe Dispenza says you can train your mind just like the way you would train a dog. And I don't think there is any other better way to say it. It sounds weird, but it is true. It is true. You can train your mind. And I mentioned this, I had to look it up who said it. We first build the habits, and then the habit builds us. It is so powerful. We first build the habits, and then the habit builds us. And habit formation takes anywhere between 1 to 2 months. After that, that habit is going to build you. And habit is anything that you are consistently doing, right? So if you go to the gym every other day or every day for 2 months, on 3rd month, your mind will push your body to get to the gym, because you build that habit, and now this habit is building you. Like for me, you guys know, if you see the videos like even 5 months ago, I was just pushing myself to get to the gym. But now I really want to go. Sometimes I don't have the time, and I try to schedule and see where I can put the gym schedule. And when I go there, sometimes I don't want to come back. I want to exercise for 2 hours, which becomes a little obsessive. So I try to keep it to an hour and 15 minutes or hour and a half, like, some on the treadmill for an hour maybe, and then little lower body, upper body, another 15, 20 minutes or something, so that I don't overexert my physical body, because my mind wants to keep going, but my physical body, needs some rest and rejuvenation, because you cannot just pull your body to, like, imagine if you're driving your car, after driving for, I don't know, 15 hours, you might need to give your car a little break, because otherwise it'll break down. Same type of thing. Our mind, when it is so strong, so unstoppable, you can feel like you can keep going. But when you're thinking about that, when you are trying to, let's say 24 hours you didn't sleep, your mind can keep going, but your body needs the rest. You know what I mean. So I hope this helps, and if you have any question, comment down below. And if you think that any of these videos or this channel will resonate with somebody that had recent divorce or going through a tough time after a long breakup, a long-term relationship breakup, please share it with them and see if it connects with them, especially the shorts, because the longer videos, they may not connect right away. But the shorter videos, they're a one-day challenge, and those might connect with them, because this world has so much pain and suffering. And my goal is, by doing that, my hope is that I can make the world a little bit better place, even if it is tiny, a micro level. We all can do something, because sometimes the impact is hard to explain. A little 1-minute video or one sentence can really make a huge impact. And I actually had that impact. It was 6 months ago. Somebody said, and I captured this in one of the videos also, I remember, that's why probably I retained it more, that I was in a very difficult situation when it comes to my emotion, and somebody said, reminded me, because we talked about lots of other things too, and then he reminded me that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. It's just a simple sentence like that helped me. I'm actually going to send a thank you note to him today about that. So for you too, I would say, if you are in a difficult place right now, nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. This too shall pass. I was in a very different place a year ago. February 2024 was so very different, and even in my wildest dream, if somebody told me that in February 2025 this is where I would be today, this is how I would feel, I would not believe it. I would bet money that no, it's not possible. So impossible happens. The universe will bend its rules when you give it your all. You have the intention to recover from that difficult past, and you have a great heart, pure heart, that in your core that you're doing the right thing. Universe is going to bend its rules. If you believe in God, that God will do everything that is going to make your life perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect for everybody. It has to be perfect for you, right? Higher power, whatever you believe in, universe will make it perfect for you. So keep going. Don't stop. Keep going, because there's so much excitement. Like, now I'm excited to see how my February of 2026 will be like. Won't it be good to live a life like that, right? So that's possible only when you don't give up. Just keep going, explore life, explore every single day, that there's something good that's there hidden with all the experiences that you're going to have throughout the day. And find one thing, right? Find one thing. And at night, be grateful for that. As you reflect on that experience, be grateful for that. Okay, so with this, I'm going to finish the video. You guys take care. I will make a couple more shorts later in the day. You guys will see. I will upload them. And if you have any thought process about some things in certain area after divorce, how if you are struggling, or even in the dating area, if you're struggling after divorce, let me know. I will cover them in the upcoming videos. Keep smiling. Don't forget to smile. Take care. Bye.